Hello, my name is Billy Ballingy. Today I'm addressing Cedar Hill ISD's ability to pay their short-term liabilities and their long-term liabilities. This comes from an assessment that the state of Texas does on all school districts that's required. Districts have to answer certain questions and then they're rated by the state of Texas. It's called the FIRST report in education lingo. It stands for Financial Integrity Rating System of Texas. Now, these questions include a lot of things, and CHISD is absolutely correct when they say that overall they scored an A, and that A is based on a score of 90 points. However, the points that are important to me are not whether they posted their financial information online. I want them to pay their teacher retirement on time, their other debts on time. I want them to have an audit report. They get points for all of those things. Those are the basics of running any business. The two things that are the most important to me are question number 8 and 11. Question number 8 asks, in a very technical way, is the school district able to pay their short-term debt? And in that regard, Cedar Hill ISD scored only 6 points out of a total of 10. And by the way, you can find all of this on the TEA website under the FIRST report. You can then look, though, at a document also on the TEA website that shows you how many districts scored the same as your district or lower. And as it relates to Cedar Hill ISD, on their ability to cover their short-term debt, question number 8, Cedar Hill ISD was in the bottom 15.7% of all districts in the state of Texas. The ability to cover their short-term debt, they were in the bottom 15%. Now, the next and perhaps even more important question to me that relates very much to the propositions that are going to be on your ballot on November the 8th, propositions A, B, C, and D, there are 4 of them, is question number 11 on the FIRST report determines the ability of the district to serve and support their long-term solvency. Was the ratio of long-term liabilities to total assets of the district sufficient to support long-term solvency? On this, Cedar Hill again only scored 6 of 10 points, putting them in the bottom 21.2% of all school districts in the state of Texas. Because Cedar Hill ISD over the last several years has had a decline in student population, if that decline continues, it very much calls into play their ability for long-term and short-term solvency, because school districts get paid based on the number of students that they have. One of the reasons that I am voting against the 4 propositions, proposition A, B, C, and D, is that I'm not certain in the long run Cedar Hill can support this amount of debt. The 3 propositions on debt will create debt for them for the rest of my lifetime. Maybe some of you young folks out there, they might pay some of them off, but most of the debt will be for 30 years. Maybe a little bit for 5 or 6 years for computers or something like that, but the bulk will be for long-term debt that will survive longer than I will live. Unless Cedar Hill ISD improves its discipline, improves its academic performance, and improves its customer service, I do not anticipate there to be an influx of students in Cedar Hill ISD. They currently lose over 3,000 students who live in Cedar Hill right now, but whose families choose to not put them in Cedar Hill schools. If that trend continues, there can be a solvency problem in the future, in my opinion. Thank you for your time, and I hope that helps just a little bit in assessing what you would like to do on your ballot on November the 8th.